I've always wanted to grill. Land back, everybody, and shout out to technology. Technology been messing up. You feel me? Y'all got knocked off that Facebook and that Instagram for a good 2-3 hours, but it felt like 3 years for some of y'all with the addiction. For some of y'all with the addictions, shout out to you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you got some ice water or whatever. I hope you got a life afterwards. Anyways, like that. Because if you didn't know, Facebook got a whistleblower that is saying, oh my God, Facebook is bad for children and people's minds, and Instagram's bad for teenage girls. And I'm like, we been knew that. Like, we been knew that. That's been a thing for a while. Like, if you're a whistleblower, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to come with some new information. I'm gonna need you to come with some new information, okay? And we all got the effects of how much we are addicted to social media by that Facebook and Instagram shutting down. But we understand that Facebook, Instagram shutting down is not Facebook and Instagram shutting down in some kind of vacuum, disconnected from the conditions that are happening all around the world, right? Facebook shutting down and Instagram and also WhatsApp and everything else that Facebook has, all shutting down at once for the longest period in time for Facebook or a magnitude of a social media breakdown like this to happen is nothing that's like, oh my gosh, to us, because since 2020, shit been cray. You feel me? Shit been cray. Since Kobe died, ain't nothing been right. Since Kobe died, ain't nothing been right. Everything breaking down since Kobe died. Lord have mercy. I'm not trying to make fun of that. It was very sad, situation, and God bless his daughter and all the other children who weren't connected to famous daddies and don't know their names, but shout out, land back. But yes, ever since that issue happened, ever since that occurrence happened, it's just been consistent crises of imperialism, right? And we as historical dialectical materialists, that's a large word, but that basically means a scientist of the social system, a social scientist, you feel me? People that can look into the world and see that human beings are doing something, animals are doing something, the sky is doing something, the waters is doing something. So this is all creating other some things, right? And the something that we know that is creating a ripple effect of effects on the lives of all people on the planet, a negative effect on all the people of the planet, is colonialism. Is when white people, white power left Europe world and made slaves out of all the boys and girls and non-binaries that don't look like them, right? And created a worldwide system based off of that. That is why Europe is rich, Africa is poor. America and Canada and Australia, white countries, wealthy, right? But Mexico, South America, right? The Middle East, India, all poor, right? So these countries can be wealthy, and it's not based because, white people are smarter or white people are just better at money and things like that. And we're just, slow and stupid and lazy, as the system would love us to believe that we're slow, stupid, and lazy, right? That we are oppressing ourselves, right? That we deserve this oppression. We just need to pull ourselves up by the bootstrap. No. We are in this condition because capitalism needs it so. The masses of people, specifically poor and working class colonized people, are living in utter poverty so that capitalism, so that the Waltons and the bourgeoisie and the Zuckerbergs and the Gates can always have a mass pocket of people that are desperate enough to do horrific and hard jobs of labor and dangerous jobs of labor at that for little crumbs. Cheap labor. Poor people exist because capitalism needs it so. It's not because 95% of the world is lazy. I've never met a lazy, poor, Black and brown mother in my life. I've never met that. All the poor and working class Black and brown mothers I know are hardworking, and I bet you they work harder than Bill Gates. I bet you they work harder than Mark Zuckerberg. But they're not rich. So if working hard and doing what was right is supposed to get you a life of opulence or of comfortability, that is not an existence of the planet that I live on. And this is why Black Hammer does what we do. Because when we say point number 4, that the poor and working class colonized masses of the world are the true leadership, stone cold poor working class masses. I mean the people that ride the trains. So when people ask, why does Black Hammer every Monday wake up at 5 a.m. to go onto the trains and give our people resources and talk to them about joining the revolution? Because that's where we at. That's where I was at before revolution. I was on the train and I like me. So let's find some more me, right? Let's find some more poor working class people. Let's find some more people that had to bust their behinds at Kroger, at Walmart, at McDonald's. Because those are the people that truly understand and truly see the system for what it is. Because only the slave can tell you the truth about the plantation. A slave master has a very different view from reality of the plantation than the slave. The slave's view of the plantation, when they're not brainwashed like we are in these school systems, have a very clear view of the current situation. And the slave can inform you that capitalism, colonialism, imperialism, AKA white power, America with 3 Ks, all of them there, is in crises. Is in crises because oppressing the masses of the world is not a system that can exist for a long period of time, that can exist forever. You have basically made 95% of the world your enemy. You can school them all you want. You can propagandize them all you want. You can shoot and kill them all you want. You can imprison them all you want. You can push fake vaccines into them all you want. But at the end of the day, they will wake up to the reality of the conditions that they are in because they have gotten so dire, and they will come at your neck. And that is what is going on for the white bourgeoisie right now. The white ruling class can no longer rule the world like they used to. That's why they had to pull out of Afghanistan, because Afghanistan was rising up fiercely, and they had to pull out because they couldn't trick the masses of Afghanistan anymore. Not with the music that they had, the salacious and sexual music and drug addiction music that they were pushing into Afghanistan. Not the drug economy could have fooled them when they were pushing to Afghanistan. Not that nonsense of trying to divide women and men in Afghanistan like America was doing. Because everybody will talk about how the Taliban hate Afghanistan women, but ain't nobody killed Afghanistan women more in the past 20 years than the United States of America. So who really hates Afghanistan women? That's propaganda that the people of Afghanistan said no more to and risen up. And masses of colonized and poor working class people are rising up. But not only that, now their own white working class, or what you call their Trumper or Republican or, bear-tootin' ruthless, them crackers, them cracker crackers, you know what I mean, them rednecks, the moonshine drinkers, them I love my cousin a little bit too much crackers, them, no seasoning on my chicken, crackers, them wife beater crackers, that's the white ruling class, working class, but we know them as the whipping class because them white boys, they do nothing but whip us to do the labor, right? But they are even now mad at the system. They are now coming at the government. You saw what they did on January 6th. And now what you have is an emboldened administration in the form of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Dr. Fauci. And I don't even know if Kamala Harris could be even named because we barely see her cackling ass anymore. It's really President Dr. Fauci and Vice President Joe Dementia Biden. That is what we are under right now. I don't know if you know it, but I know it and I see it every day. And through Dr. Fauci has come the dictatorship of Big Pharma that has now ripped out our ability as people, as human beings, to once again not have the ability to have dictatorship over our bodies, pushing us into an existence that we existed in slavery, when the master could put anything in you, on you, burn you, lynch you, whip you, inject you. And that's exactly what they are doing now. Telling our people, our poor working class colonized people who've been busting our behinds in their hospitals, busting our behinds in their food industries, busting our behinds cleaning up their streets, busting our behinds in mass metro, moving the people from back to back, like the bus drivers, the train, and all that, from working the transit. All those people, poor working class colonized people that I had to see put our lives on the line during this pandemic. So many of us died because we were forced to work with cloth masks that don't work and had to bring those diseases back to our children, back to our families, back to our communities, and die. We were the ones dying the most. Remember that? Because we were the ones exposed the most. Remember that? Because we were the ones that had to slave to continue to build this system from massa, to make it continue somehow, to make sure that they continue to have food on their plates. That's why it was Shaquitas giving you McDonald's food all through the goddamn pandemic, but not Becky, because we are exposable labor. And now are cutting us off from even those jobs if we decide not to take this vaccine that is not even a vaccine. With all the lies that they have told to us about this COVID vaccine, and all the lies that they have told to us for every vaccine they have ever released. You can't find a vaccine that this white power system produced that did not lie and hurt my people, my body, my skin, my hair texture, my people. You can't find one. You can't find one that hasn't used our children as lab rats. Can't find one that hasn't used our women as guinea pigs. Can't find one. Can't find one. But this is supposed to be different. We say no. Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 300 times for 600 years. We're not doing this no more. And that's why we have extended the Fraud Fauci Fridays to expose who the real leader of America is. You know, take me to the king. And we are going out every Friday to protest Fraud Fauci here in Atlanta at the CDC. And we've been getting emails, text messages, and calls, and people saying, and DMs, and people like, y'all, when are y'all gonna bring it to Las Vegas? When are y'all gonna bring it to California? When are y'all gonna bring it to Florida? When are y'all gonna bring it to New York? When are y'all gonna bring it to Chicago? Like, come on, Black Hammer, let's make this a nation thing. Like, come on, come on. We had people literally coming in from Baltimore and California to Fraud Fauci Friday. You feel me? They were flying in just to be at the Fraud Fauci Fridays. And we decided that we are extending Fraud Fauci Fridays nationwide, okay? So you need to make sure to go to Black Hammer Times. Make sure to check your email. If you're not on the email list, go to blackhammer.org to sign up there. I also posted it on my Facebook at Commander Ghazi, shameless plug, go follow the girl on Instagram. And, you know, we are releasing the dates. And you can also join our group, March on the CDC, on Facebook. Just search March on the CDC, you'll see us. And we are posting the dates and spreading those dates wide, because just like Oju Red, right, the war of the flea attacking on many different places. So now we have opened up and spreaded it, the fight for the ability for us to have dictatorship and sovereignty over our own bodies, and not be told that we can't feed our children if we do not make that decision that Dr. Fauci wants us to make. We are saying, we are not trying to say that people that got vaccinated are bad. We're not saying people that didn't get vaccinated are good. We are saying no matter what decision you make, you should be able to live a life where you can produce for yourself and your children and your family. That you should be able to still have the ability to live. When somebody cuts off your ability to make resources for yourself, they are starving you. Slowly but surely, sometimes even more fast. Now, before I go, I just wanted to give the biggest salute to the Hammers in the Black Hammer organization. Y'all are doing such an amazing job. And I know we do an amazing job, because when I was talking to my cousin, he was like, yo, Gussie, keep the pressure on him. Keep the pressure on him. That CDC thing, man, you doing it. And I was like, thank you, thank you. You know, when my cousin be saying that, I know when he say you're keeping the pressure on him, we doing a good job, right? They say, wow, I see what y'all doing at these morning Metro Mondays, every morning, meeting the people, giving them resources. Keep that up. The people are saying like, wow, You know, I showed pictures of the Tuesday rallies that we do every 4 p.m. at Woodruff Park in Atlanta, Georgia, and we'll spread everywhere, where we go into the parks that people are scared to go. The parks where you're gonna have the most homeless people, the most people that are struggling with drugs, the most people that are struggling with gang affiliations and horizontal violence and domestic abuse and all kinds of things. The most, our people that need us the most, and we're right there, politically educated, organizing our people, giving our people resources, showing them a future, living outside of this, beyond this. And I posted it on my Facebook, and someone hit me up and was like, wow, this looks like a worldwide relief effort. This is so awesome. You know, and he was like, and then the work y'all are doing in like Kenya and Gambia and Nigeria and Chicago and Los Angeles and Florida and Texas and New York and so many other places like around the globe, and how it is positively affecting the lives of poor working class colonized people. And I just really want to salute each and every one of you Hammers for being able and willing servants for the poor and working class masses of the people, the most spat upon, the most disowned, the most slandered, the most defiled, and you committing class suicide and joining them and leading all of us forward to freedom. Let's keep doing this thing. Let's keep winning for our people. Let's keep our people winning, and let's keep white power breaking down and exposing all of their contradictions and resisting not just the jab, but colonialism altogether. But we starting with the jab. Land back, love you long, love you strong.